Hello, my name is Chatelier. Welcome back for another bit of Curtain Steel and Supreme Royal Ultimate. In previous episode we managed to push the enemies back a little bit in here. We are about to get into the city of Lorient, and hopefully that's going to give us a bit more breathing room for the... I mean, at least it's going to shorten this front line here a little bit. There's still a massive amount of enemy artillery and troops and all that sort of stuff, so we are somewhat in a precarious situation regardless. But I think what we can start doing is we can start moving this artillery group forward, and well, I suppose let's just send in the artillery pieces themselves forward. That's gonna be 6 artillery plus 1 supply truck, so we've got another one over here that could probably join. Also send it to the center, so we'll have a bit more support in here. These need to start retreating, especially that one, and then probably start retreating most of the others as well. Although we are at least holding on in here and keeping a lot of the enemies at bay. But we don't have any supply. Oh, actually we do have a tiny bit of supplies in there, but that's not sufficient. Also, we are running a little bit low on cash. Let's go ahead and sell something to the Chinese. What are we selling to them, actually? We're buying industrial goods. We don't actually need to be buying industrial goods, though. At least I don't think so. But we could certainly sell some more metal ore for them. So they're paying good for that. Good money for that, and then of course we can also sell some technology for them. Sell particle colliders perhaps, and then India, we can probably do some deals with them. And then Argentina is probably another option. Speaking of Argentina, we haven't had a look at their war there, but I think they sort of reach a stalemate for the most part. Like, I don't think either side is moving that much forward. I think both sides have to spend most of their troops already. Healthcare rating, warfare, actually, yeah, warfare is probably something they would be interested in. And of course, we've got some troops in Eastern Europe still, as well as quite a bit of troops over here in Corsica, but at the same time, oh man, there's a lot of troops moving through here. A lot of them are moving back and forth, to be fair, so we managed to deal a lot of damage, that's for sure. These two, or those 2 AA guns over there that were damaged should be moving forward already. There we go, we got into the city. I will actually leave at least some units entrenching the port itself, because that is going to be quite crucial. We can maybe start moving these forward, provide a bit more cover. But there we go, the southern flank is now holding. We can probably move these back into the road. We're lost 2 infantry, 1 on each of these. Well, we've got some more infantry heading in there, and these are going to be pulled back there. These 2 need to go get some repairs. We've got another tank over here that we can pull towards it, or push towards the front. Give a bit of a breather for the troops. But I think that in the south we can now push to this line here at least. And then maybe even further. But like the southern front line is now definitely, well, I wouldn't say definitely, but more under our control than theirs. At least we got the initiative in there, let's put it that way. We've got some infantry in here. We are dealing a lot of damage on the enemy AA guns that are bringing or being brought into the front line there. I suppose one thing that I could do is I could probably build a trench over there. That's something that we could probably manage. And then from here, well, those are mostly quite damaged troops. We've got a few infantry over there. I suppose we could take 2 of these forward and move them along the northern flank there. I think we got probably quite a bit of troops as a reserves in here. We've got 90 units repairing in this barracks alone. A lot of that is infantry and tanks, and, well, there's 1 AA gun thus far. And how many ships do we have in here, actually, in reserves? We've got 7. Okay, that's not too bad. We've got a few over here that could certainly be repaired. Have we managed to get any supplies in here? I don't think we have. Let's go ahead and get the escorts further. And it looks like, yeah, they're pushing a lot of very poor troops through here. So we are at least dealing a lot of damage. Our artillery is... okay, it's actually not that damaged. It was the infantry moving through that was damaged. Yeah, we are definitely in a lot better situation now than what we were before, with the capture of the airfield here. Let's actually go ahead and make sure to repair everything in this region again. Let's put in as much garrisons as possible. Now, how is our economy doing overall? We got unemployment of 3.9%, so that's a little bit low. It could still be a little bit higher for safety reasons, but it's not the worst, quite frankly. Okay, so is there any defenders? There's a little bit defenders there. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to take the tanks from both of these, push forward, destroy that stack, or at least sort of scatter them, if not destroy everything. How many have we lost thus far? We've lost 77 units, so we'll probably reach at least 100 before we get the everything organized, but we've killed 5,700 already, so it's not too bad overall. Okay, we're bombarding a lot, and yeah, we are destroying that stack quite nicely. As long as we are actually dealing damage, which is not constantly, unfortunately, but hey, at least we are doing something. So those are heading back to repairs. We've got 2 units over here that are moving out. Okay, that's good. Hopefully the trench over there will hold. We'll probably set up a defensive line over here somewhere, regardless if we can actually, or if we need it or not. It's just, once we push these enemies back so that we can build the trench line safely, is when we'll start working on it. But yeah, the AA guns are going down. There's some submarines over here that could use a bit of repairs. Luckily, we can repair on the other area already in here. So they've got pretty strong AA and artillery line in here, but the frontline troops that they have are actually diminishing in numbers. Except, well, there's quite a few in there. But of course, we don't have a massive amount of troops right now either. We got a infantry in here that we could probably push forward. Maybe we'll bring it to the center. There we go. So we managed to destroy the enemy push, trying to break through. Let's go ahead and take some of the infantry that we have stockpiled in here and get back into the forest line there and push some of the enemies back. I mean, I suppose what we could also do is take some of these troops, push forward. We can send this one definitely to be repaired. How's the barracks now? It's still 15 days away. That would be slightly closer to some of the troops in here, but it's not that massive difference. But it's also going to increase the supplies in the region to some degree. Although if there's something that gives more supplies, then and it's better connected, then that is going to be the one that actually provides the supplies. But regardless, let's go ahead and push the escorts forward. And there we go. We managed to destroy some troops in here. Got another 2 that we can probably push onto the road, or the railroad rather. Okay, we got some infantry in here. Hopefully they are dealing enough damage on the enemies surrounding. Oh, bollocks! They started bombarding the trench over there again. Do we have a lot of troops in here? Not really. Probably not enough to take on the city there, because there's 3 garrisons by the looks of it. And a ton of artillery, not just there, but there's a lot of artillery in the rear as well. And a lot of troops trying to get in there, so it's difficult. We might have to pull these back, because that escort is going to be a problem. Because our escorts just are firing on the enemies over there, I reckon, and not focusing on the enemy that is 2 tiles away. Right, that one, need to go get some repairs. We've got these moving forward. So where are the reinforcements? They are now on the coast of Portugal, or exiting the coast of Portugal, some of them. And then the second group is going on the coast of, or off the shores of Morocco. So still a little bit away. Actually, one thing that I didn't show is the numbers right now. So we lost some more, but we got on to 25 Warsaw Pact members, or at least leading members, and then 58 plus 8 NATO. So that is still quite bad for us. But I'm hoping that we can maybe break those numbers a little bit over time. Albeit it might take quite some time. There we go, we managed to destroy another British escort going through there. Not that there's any more planes. I don't want to send every unit to go get some repair or get repairs at the same time, because otherwise we won't have a front line in here, basically, is the problem. That one needs to go get some repairs, because that unit is almost destroyed. But there we go, we are pushing the enemies back over here in the middle. And it's that is a lot of troops there, but not so much artillery anymore. Move the AA units forward, and I suppose we could also use some more of the artillery further up ahead. These, ooh, they have been bombarded a little bit, so we might have to pull those back soon. Oh, it's probably that bloody King George over there. There we go. That's been dealt with. Is that? Yeah, that is heading to repairs already. Alright. So we managed to push them back. Is that another town, or is that... No, that's just outside of a town. Alright, we might be able to do something about that. Send some of these, or at least one of these, to be repaired. We've got another one in here. That one probably needs to be brought into the center front. Oh, is that going to be artillery stacks coming in now? Possibly. I mean, there might be some other troops in that as well. There's some British troops, Belgian troops, another British unit there from APCs. An artillery piece, yep. We managed to get at least this area sort of pacified, so we are repairing things. Of course, it's going to be a little bit expensive repairing everything. How much do we spend on construction right now? 43 million per day. Ooh. Plus all the resource that we need to buy to actually construct all that is getting a bit expensive. Okay, now the Italians are bringing next wave of troops, and there's a lot of Spanish units in here. But hopefully, we can deal with them without too many issues. We've got some infantry in here that is kind of in a good shape. What I'll probably do is I'll do a bit of a switcheroo at a couple of the tanks here and send the infantry there. I want to keep some troops at the airfield here regardless for the time being, as a bit of a quick backup reserve if need be. Now, the ideal situation is that we don't need them, but we probably will. Let's be honest. Oh, right, we've got some infantry in here. Let's go ahead and bring them to the side line over there. And then once we are ready, we'll push in to the city over here in the northern side again. Oh, and there we go. We're bombarding a little bit in here. Did we get the artillery into this? We can move these around. Get the artillery in here. The artillery is actually too far away right now. Technically speaking, we could bring them into the middle, where they would be within reach of at least that area, and if they move in here. But the center is going to be a bit vulnerable still. I suppose we can move that one in to the front line there, and is that one... Someone pushing out... Oh, there's too many units in here, alright. That's fine, we'll start digging into the woods here. At least that's going to give us a bit more defensiveness, although it's not going to save us from the bombardment all that much, but it'll help. And there we go, there was 2 planes that we just pushed back. Where do they have the closest airfield now? Probably the airbase over there. That escort actually shooting at us? I think it might be. Well, it might be dreaming to do that. But we sank it, by the looks of it. Ooh, hey, we've got quite a bit of troops repaired. Now the question is, where do we attack? I think we're going to try to go for the northern town here. So that's where we're going to send the troops. If we get that, we can start setting up the defensive line in here in a little bit more earnest, as well as pushing to the next town and all that. So we kind of need to alternate between which side we attack for the time being, I reckon. The enemy troops are being destroyed one by one. We have been bombarding the city, so the garrisons are only 2.5 units. Plus whatever else they have in there, but that's not too bad. Let's actually entrench you there. We can probably send these 2 forward. And you are entrenching there. We can send one of these forward. Maybe that one forward. Let's move more troops into the front line. And I suppose these can start pushing forward now to destroy the next stack of units there. To make sure that they won't be able to just build up a massive amount of artillery, which means that we won't be able to push forward at all if they do that, which I'm trying to avoid. Right, so we have these tanks pushing in. What I'm going to give them orders to is actually entrench in there, so we can have all of them. Now, having all of them in one hex is going to be difficult in terms of the artillery bombarding us. All of the units, well, not necessarily all of them, but most of the units will take damage from the enemy artillery firing, but at the same time, at least it's going to be enough firepower to push the enemies back a decent bit. There we go, so we managed to actually take that. There is 5 garrisons plus a lot of engineers in here, most of the Spanish and Portuguese units right now. So I guess we've sort of gone through a lot of the Belgian and, well, some of the German units as well already in here. Hence they're bringing these in. The Norwegians are bringing their escorts to shoot at my submarines. That's a bit rude. Have we got supplies in here yet? We do have a little bit. Go ahead and start capturing more of this area between the Channel Islands and the French or Brittany. They're sending Tiger 3s. Oh, so E-75s. Oh, blimey. Those are probably pretty decent tanks overall in terms of that. That's actually what we could do is we could have a look at the stats of it. 25, 22, 30, 10. Not bad in terms of combat. I mean, of course, the ground defense is 30 as well. Indirect defense 45, so that's most of the things that we need to worry about or consider There's a bit of artillery there, but it's not too bad yet. So how's the losses situation right now? We're still at 78. We've destroyed 5,900. We have lost 88,000 men total. Like, if we have a look at the total casualties, then we are dropping very fast in here. So there's probably been some Denmark units that were destroyed. Australian units. Peruvian, probably not in here. No, that's probably just been the fighting against the Argentinians. Korea hasn't been in here. Spanish troops, yeah, we'll destroy a lot of them. They've not destroyed any troops from me. And the Italians, the British. Chile is probably fighting Argentina as well. The Dutch are definitely in here. And Belgians and the French. French have lost 4,100 units already. Now, to be fair, a lot of that has been double units by us singing their merchant marines. But still, that is a lot. Alright, let's get some troops into the city. We'll get a total of 70 infantry in there, then we'll use the tanks to go around. Sort of clear out the surroundings, especially that stack over there. And if we can stop the enemies from bringing in more troops into the city, that'd be very helpful. Although I don't think we can actually stop them, but we can certainly deal a lot of damage on the surroundings, that's for sure. And where is the town? Is there, okay. So if we were to attack over here, we could start clearing out the surroundings next to the town, which could be quite useful. I've got some troops over here that we can probably send back to be repaired. Oh wow, we've gotten a lot of troops repaired now. Well, that's certainly good news. And especially a lot of that is tanks, which is going to allow us to push quite a bit further. Let's start sorting out some of the troops here, and then we'll figure out what to do with them. We've got a couple of infantry there still holding on. We can bring in the AA guns a little bit closer. We can probably bring in the artillery closer as well now. And hopefully we can get into the city. We are certainly dealing a lot of damage. These need to go get some repairs. We'll do that. The AA guns are mostly holding on, and there's another 4 tanks that have just been repaired. So let's just say that there is a lot of tanks in here that we can utilize. Is that... That's exactly 7. Let's just bring them into the area here. So we'll have these hold on for now. Once we get into the city, we can start building the trenches over here in the rear. At least over there. The rest of these will probably hold on for now. With just the troops sitting in there. Did we get any of the artillery repaired yet? We did get one of them. And then we got an AA gun that has been repaired. We got a lot of AA guns in here, to be fair. The guidelines are still sitting in their positions. But yeah, we managed to push most of the enemies in out of here, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of artillery bombarding our positions on the northern coast. That is actually really helpful, and now that we're getting a lot of the troops repaired, plus our reinforcements are almost here, right behind the corner. So we will be getting a lot of troops in here, so that means that our attack can be renewed, and we can hopefully go over here and take all of this, and maybe get all the way there, and we'll start setting our defensive lines over here for sure. And then we can maybe start pushing along the river towards Paris. Once we've taken Paris, I mean, we'll probably get along the coast over here as well. And that's going to be a lot of naval production that they'll be losing. How much naval production do they have? Actually, probably easiest way. So the naval is probably the 3rd number in the list. So they got 8. That's a possibility, yeah. There's 4 on the north, and I'm guessing there's 2 over there. Is there 2 in the Marseilles region? Yes, okay, so that does track. So we can take most of their, or quite a decent chunk of their naval production out while we conquer in here. That means that less of the bloody battleships from the French. Those battleships have been the bane of my existence in a lot of runs. Yeah, we're just pushing in here to clear out the northern side of that area. We can probably push in some of the AA guns here to be a little bit closer. We can probably actually just park them into the trench. Oh, there we go. We sank another thing in here. And the troops did push out. We've got a bit of bulge going on in there. And I suppose we can just send some of these forward. We can send a lot of the infantry here that has been holding the ground to be repaired. Because they've certainly earned their rest. Let's move those further south. How's the construction going in here? 11 days for the barracks. That's still quite a bit of time. We've got a lot of infantry in here, which could be sent forward. We've got quite a few trooping up there. So I guess the next group of infantry is probably going to be helping the assault of Vannes in here, and then taking the... or starting to push maybe towards the land production in here. There's going to be a lot of troops in there, no doubt, because they've had a lot of time to build troops overall, and they probably have a massive stockpile of them just waiting there. Do we actually have supplies in here? We do have a little bit. I'm going to go around and get into there. Make sure that that British ship, well, while it gets in here, it's going to get sunk immediately. We'll probably bring in some of these guidelines forward. Right, so we've got troops in the city. Those are holding, or digging in quite deep. Not literally greedily, but deep. Regardless, let's go ahead and send some more tanks over here to clear out the northern side of that town. Oh, we lost one of the tanks. That's a bit unfortunate. They do take quite a bit of time to make, but at the same time, we're getting the reinforcements now, so not too worried about it. Right, but that is going to be a massive line of troops, and then once those are done, then the next troops are not that far off. So yeah, we are getting a lot of troops now, so that is going to allow us to push quite deep through the enemy lines, hopefully. There isn't a town over there. That one needs to go and get some repairs, though. I suppose what we could do is we could take these tanks, that is 8 of them, and just get in... We'll first get over there to clear out some of these, and then we'll push towards the road, clear out the road. I think now might be the time to build the rest of the French line here. So that's at least our first defensive line in here. That will hold, hopefully, if we get counterattacked. But I suppose at this point we've dealt with most of the troops that they've sent. I mean, now they're just sending the troops sort of piecemeal. Still dangerous if left alone. Like, we can keep on attacking the enemies in a lot of places and just force them to retreat little by little, ceding ground. Poland's offering military goods. How are we doing to this military goods anyway? Okay, we're using quite a bit. We could produce more. Let's just increase the production, but that might just be that some production just ended, so that's going to increase the consumption a lot for a day or two, or it might just actually be the fighting. But we still got over 200,000. We're not too worried about that. Okay, so there is a lot of troops in here. Is this a... that's a wide river. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tanks from here. And all those 3 tanks. That is a city, though, so we won't be able to push through directly, I reckon. Let's send in the infantry as well. Did we lose a ship? Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, it's a bloody capital ship over there. Let's park our submarines over there. Provide a bit more support. Our capital ship is hopefully going to hold on. All the submarines are going to take care of it, I suppose. Right. Did someone call reinforcements? We are going to have quite a bit of troops. They probably are not going to be prepared for this level of violence that is going to follow. But we do need to push through the defenses on the city here. So that is going to be where our focus will be with these new troops. Oh man, it's just an endless stream of... well, not endless, but it's quite a stream of units coming in. I suppose we could park these in here somewhere. Should be somewhat safe. These whiskies could be brought into that area to help us think more of the... oh, they managed to land in an engineer over there. Alright. Well, we'll eventually destroy it with naval bombardment. That one needs to go get some repairs. And how's the supply situation? We got a little bit of supplies there. Is that a town? No, it is not. Well, in that case, I'm going to send some troops to get on the road and destroy the enemy troops there, clearing out more of the area, and we've got a pretty good amount of troops in here bombarding. Speaking of bombardment, let's go ahead and bring our artillery forward over there, and I suppose also in the north we can bring them closer. Oh right, the tanks need to actually entrench in there to stay in the combat. Infantry, on the other hand, does need to pull back. There is a lot of garrisons in there that deal a lot of damage on us, so we will probably take quite heavy casualties here. Not really losing full units, all that many, but like the repairs that we need afterwards is going to be quite substantial. Let's pull that tank back if it can actually retreat in time. And let's go ahead and bring in some more tanks over here. Just entrench them over there. And then another group can entrench on the railway. And that's going to be even more firepower shooting into the Nez. No, we lost another escort in here. Oh, it's shooting from that far away? Oh, wow. Well, that's a bit unfair. Alright, let's just park our submarines over there then. We'll need to capture most of this, most likely, but just to get in there. What are they sending in? Centurions? Oh. Alright. That's gonna hurt a little bit. These are gonna have to pull back. Got the artillery a little bit closer now, and is there troops over here? Yeah, that one needs to pull back. That one needs to go get some repairs. Do we have everything else already? Oh, some of them were going into there. Right. Now the reinforcements for the front position. Okay, the garrisons are almost dead. Yeah, I think we'll be able to clear this out soon enough. The garrisons are going down so quickly at this stage that they won't be able to hold on for much longer. We might want to get the... Oh, that's a uranium mine. Interesting. So we might want to get that at some point. And of course, there's another village, not village, Saint Malo, over here that we'll probably want to get, and Renee. And then, of course, all of this close to the river. There's one garrison remaining, and the AA guns are taking most of the damage now. Oh yeah, taking neutral fire from UK. Alright, where is that? It's probably down here. Do we have any more ships over here that we could... Yeah, we got a few. Just gonna bring them in here, start capturing the surroundings in here so that the enemies won't be able to bring in their ships quite as easily into the combat. And looks like, speaking of combat, we are about to enter into the city. And there's going to be another research center as well, which is quite useful. Come on, just destroy the enemy there. Is there artillery in here? Not really, so they haven't been bringing that much artillery in this time. I suppose we managed to destroy large chunks of the artillery earlier with the attacks in this region. So that is certainly helping us a lot, and one thing that we do need to do is reorganize the troops in here into special groups or new groups of troops, but hey, we are a lot closer on pushing forward, and we got the trench line being built here. It's not really going to be needed at this stage, but it's as a backup in case there is a massive chunk of troops coming in from somewhere, which might happen again at some point once a lot of the friendly troops, or the friendly troops to French, so the French allies, are done with the repairs, so there might be a fairly large chunk of troops again, and of course there's a massive amount of British fleets trying to get through here. There's another submarine in there, so those are causing some problems. We've got some submarines over here, hopefully able to clear... Ooh, right, these are going out to be interesting. So if we were to bring in some Zulus over here, we might be able to sink a lot of the troops escaping through Cherbourg. Anyway, we are out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, to get the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.